Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
How are you?
Surviving.
That's about all we can say, right? So we'll get started in just a couple of minutes. Today, the only thing that you're going to need is a dumbbell or water bottle or whatever you've got as an improvisational weight. If you have real weights, then you're not going to need anything more than 10 pounds. Somewhere in that 4 to 10 pound range will be plenty. Okay. Otherwise, get what you got. We'll make it work. Okay. So we'll get started here in just a couple. Just remember that if you want to see me, you should go to speaker view. And I will be muting everybody when we get started. But if you have questions before then, bring them on. Bring them on. Got 9:28 on my computer, so we'll get started in just a couple. Tilt this up just a bit more. Usually where I can see, when you can see the cross beam just at the very top of my screen, that means I should be able to see most of my body for most of the workout. All right, 9:29 come at this point. So again, I will be muting everybody when we get started. If you have questions before then, let me know. And again, the only equipment needed for today is a dumbbell. In fact, let me double check. I'm pretty sure we only need one actual dumbbell. Yeah, I'm looking. What you guys can't see here. One of these days, I'll take a photo of this wall that that I have in our home studio. We have this a wall right here, and it's got an MDF board on it, so that you can throw things at it. So it's a hard wall, so that we protect the drywall behind it, and it has now become my improvisational workout board. So I have paper taped all over this board with all of my workout ideas. So if you see me looking over there, it's because I'm looking at my notes to remember exactly what we're going to be doing today. Because I do not make this stuff up on the fly. I plan in advance. So, all right, guys. With that, I got 9:30 on the clock. I am muting everybody. And we're going to start with our feet just a little bit wider than our hips and start dropping into a squat. So butt down to the knee height. Knees stay behind the toes. You're focusing on the range of motion. Now we're going to start to increase our range of motion. If you are not jumping, then you'll reach down and lift the heels. Reach and lift. If you are jumping, then little bit of elevation. And we're in easy jumping jacks. Easy jacks. Feet are now hip distance. Step backward into a lunge. Step backward. You may notice that I almost always step backwards into a lunge instead of stepping forward. There's a reason for that. When you step backwards into the lunge, your foot is serving as your shock absorber. And therefore, it's easier on your knees. Now you're going to start going lower, or you can start to jump the lunge. Pumping the arms. All right, come on down to plank position. Once you're in plank position, you can stay on your toes, or you can drop to your knees, push-ups. Chest down to elbow height, head in line with the spine. Looking in front of the hands to make sure that you keep that head in perfect alignment. You're gonna give me 2 more, then you're gonna hold your plank, but now you're on your toes. From here, we're gonna warm up the core by lifting one arm and the opposite leg only as high as the hips. Move with control and try to maintain a steady pace. Last one, holding plank, driving the knees in a mountain climber. Knees only an inch above the floor, shoulders directly over the hands. Bracing the core. And now come on up to your feet, running in place. If that's not too much, then it's a march in place. If you're giving me the march, make sure it's a big march, pumping your arms, or running it out. All right, folks, catch your breath. I'm gonna demo what's coming your way. What I've got is two blocks of moves that we're gonna do each of them 3 times. 25 seconds of really hard work, 25 seconds of slightly less hard work, and then 20 seconds of a hold move. We're gonna start with squats. So you're gonna have some sort of a weight in your hand, anywhere from 4 pounds to 10 pounds, or a water bottle, a wine bottle, whatever you got. From there, you're gonna squat and jump with a press. So I'm jumping up at the top. If that doesn't work, then you'll squat and lift your heels. When you hear the first ding, put down the weight, continue with jump squats or squat and reach. And then when you hear the third ding, we're gonna hold a squat, keeping our chest lifted and the butt down at the knee height. Those are your first 3 moves, 25, 25, then 20. And we start in 3, 2, squat jumps with the plate press. Let's go. Take it up. Take it up. "25 seconds of this. Coming down into a full squat and then extending. If you're not jumping, you're still extending and lifting the heels. Now, dumbbells down, squat jumps. If you're not jumping, take the jump out, but keep the heel lift. Keep the heel lift. Five seconds. Now, take it wide, hold it low. Chest is up. You're doing your best to keep your butt down at your knee height. At your knee height. Chest lifted. 3, 2. Oh, bring it up. Shake it out, shake it out. All right, next up, we have got a frog jump push-up, then a push-up, then a plank hold. So watch this. Frog jump push-up means jump your feet in, take them back, drop it down, lift it up. In, out, down, up. Everybody start right now. In, out, down, up. Do you want to do it from your knees? That's okay. Hold the plank from your toes, jump it in and back, then drop to the knees for the push-up part. Yep, that's it. 2 1, now just the push-up, just the push-up. So chest to elbow height, head in line with the spine. Remember, it does not matter to me, does not matter whether you're on your knees or on your toes. The only thing that matters is that you're a straight line from your head to your knees or your head to your toes. Your body is a moving plank. Now hold that plank, hold it. And if you can come to your toes, please do. Please do. You're pushing down through the palm of your hand. Your shoulders, they stay directly over your hands. Squeezing your quads and stabilizing through your midsection. All right, bring it down. We did it once. We're gonna do it again and then again. So squat jumps is where we're coming with the overhead plate press. And remember, jumping isn't your thing. Don't do it. Just lift the heels and press the dumbbell. So low impact or with the jump. You get to pick. Five seconds. Put the dumbbell down. Continue jumping. And if you're not jumping, then make sure you're lifting the heels. Lots of options for everybody. Lots of options. Keep it going. That's it, Lori. Keep your chest lifted. You don't want to, yeah, that's better. That's better. You always want your chest cage to be going towards the front of the room. Hold your squat. Hold it. Butt down as low as you can at the knee height. Jennifer, I know you can go lower. Sit in. That's it. Boom. Beautiful. You should be getting hot by now, Lori. Yep, you should be needing to take off that jacket. All right, bring it up, shake it out. Frog jump push-up. Remember, it's about the feet. You're coming in and out, then pushing. And if you want to drop to the knees with a push-up part, that's okay. We start right now. Or when the ding starts. There we go. In, out, and drop. In, out, and drop. By adding that little tuck, that little frog jump, what you're going to find is that you have to work a little bit more and engage that core. You also have the option to walk the feet. Walk them in and out, then give a push-up. Now, just the push. Just the push. Your feet are still, or your knees are still. Your chest is coming down to the elbow height. Just the push-up. Down, up, down, up. Whatever rate you are able to maintain. And now hold your plank. Hold it. The secret, squeeze your quads. When you're squeezing your quads, then you're going to brace throughout your midsection, and you're going to stabilize, pushing down through the palms of the hands. And knees down. All right, we've done it twice. Only one more round. Only one more round. And I will tell you that in my opinion, the work we're doing right here, right now, is the hardest stuff that we're going to be doing today. So give me one more go at it with the squat jumps and the overhead press. Down and jump. Option, keep pressing, lose the jump, and lift the heels. That's it. Now I see you, DJ. Yes, that's it. Beautiful, guys, beautiful. Janice, you're looking great. All right, lose the dumbbell, just the jump, just the jump. Swing the arms, give me a little air. And if you're not doing the air, you want low impact, then keep your feet on the ground and just lift the heels, reaching for the ceiling. That's it, Bob, keep it going. Keep it going, you got this. Never giving in, never giving up. All right, hold your squat, get low, get low. Butt at the knee height, chest lifted. Yeah? You know what I like to say, ladies? They're supposed to point forward, not down. Lift them up. Lift the chest cage toward the front of the room. That's it. Almost there. All right, shake it out. That was the last time on that. We got the frog jump push-ups, the regular push-ups, and then the plank hold. Remember, if the jumping doesn't work for your feet, step it in, step it back, and then drop. And if you need to drop from the knees, that's okay. So you walk or jump from the toes, and you push either from the chest or from the knees or the toes. You get to pick. You get to pick. So in, out, and push. Feet in, feet out, drop for the push-up. You're looking good. 2 seconds. Now just the push. Just the push. Make sure as you're dropping down that your gaze is in front of your hands. When you look in front of your hands, it becomes a little triangle. So think about one hand, the other hand as the corners of the triangle. Your gaze in front of those hands is the third point. When you keep that, you're going to have that head in line. Now just hold the plank. Just hold. Keeping that gaze in front of the hands. So you keep that head in perfect alignment. Pushing down through the hands. All right, knees down. Catch your breath. Now, that should have spiked your heart rate pretty well. Now I'm going to be showing you the next block of work, and I'm setting my timer accordingly. So give me just 1 sec to change that. And there it is. All right, so my timer is now set. I'm going to demo to you the moves that we've got coming your way. So what we've got is a side hover with a star lift. So you can use that dumbbell, and it can be really light if you want to. So you're going to hold it up and then push it down. So everything up, everything down. You're pushing through the bottom knee to lift the hip. And then when you hear the second ding, you're just going to hold at the top. Yeah? So we've got the mover for 30 seconds. We've got the hold for 20 seconds. And then your second move, check this out, is going to be just what I call a shoot out. So you're going to start with the dumbbell close to your knees and then extend as long as you can. And as you do that, make sure that you keep the lower back against the floor. The second move will be just a pulse, pressing up towards the ceiling. Then we're going to hit the other side, and then the last move will be face down. And I'll show you what that when we get there. So side hover is where we're going to start. Side hover, and that is going to start with the dumbbell in your upper hand. Dumbbell in the upper hand, at the shoulder, elbow under the shoulder, and now start pressing up. So you're pressing through the bottom elbow as you press the dumbbell overhead, and you're lifting your hips, but keeping that top leg parallel to the floor at all times. The top leg's never touching, not even the foot, not even at the bottom. And you're going to hold it at the top. So your top leg stays parallel to the floor. Your bottom glute is working to hold you up. The top glute is working to hold that top leg parallel. And by pushing that dumbbell up, you're working your core, your obliques, and your shoulder just a little bit more. All right, bring it down. You're on your back with the dumbbell. And hey, if you don't have a dumbbell, that's okay. You're just going to move your hands instead. You're going to start with the crunch and then extend long and come back in. So extend and crunch. We're off, ladies and gents. Remember, if your lower back starts to lift off of the floor, Your job is to kick your legs a little bit higher. Because when your lower back lifts, that's when injuries happen. So make sure that you kick a little higher, you brace a little harder, and you keep that back against the floor. Freeze the knees, and now press the dumbbell. Press it towards the ceiling, and you're gonna round the upper back, tuck the chin at the chest, and press that dumbbell just a little bit higher. So pulse, 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 with the knees directly over the hips, and come on up. We're doing the same thing, side cover with that extension on the other side. So starting with the dumbbell at the shoulders, pushing down through the forearm, and we start to press and reset. Press and reset. Now remember, if you've got a cranky shoulder, you're going to still move the top arm and the top leg, but you can keep the hips on the floor to relieve the tension on that cranky shoulder. But if you don't have a cranky shoulder, keep lifting the hips and keeping that top leg from touching at all times. Holding at the top, holding, press up. You're a long straight line from your head to your top toe. Stabilizing, squeezing, maybe starting to shake and quiver a little bit. All right, bring it down. Next up, we're going to be in a hover position, jacking our feet at the same time or stepping one out and then the other. Looks like this. Jack or step one at a time. Let's go. So jacking or stepping. That's your choice. You're pushing down through the forearms. Your back stays long and straight. And your goal is to keep your butt at about your hip height. Yeah? If your butt's in the air, like a bicycle rack, then you want to bring it down a little bit lower, little bit lower. That's it, keep it coming. All right, now hold your cover, hold it. The secret here, squeeze the muscles in your thighs. Push down through your forearms, and when you do those two things, your midsection should be forced to engage, and you're going to be keeping the weight fully distributed. All right, we've done it once. We're doing it again. Side cover with the leg lift and the extension. So everything at the shoulders, elbow underneath, and we start to lift. So press and lift, bring it down, up and down. So if you need to, remember, you can keep the hips down and only move the top arm and the top leg. That will effectively relieve tension and any pressure if you have a shoulder injury or that you're in a chronic condition. So now we're going to hold it high, and remember that the hold is with your hips up if you can. If you have a reason to put those hips down, that's okay. Just keep the leg and the arm up, and you'll be getting half of the work instead of none of the work if you actually gave up. All right, so we've got the shootouts, starting with everything in that nice tight crunch position, and then you'll extend long and bring it back. Extend long, and everybody's off. As you come in and you bring that dumbbell towards the knees, I want you to really think about bringing your ribs closer to your hips and really focusing on that contraction. Now the knees freeze them over the hips, and tuck your chin, round your shoulders, and press that dumbbell toward the ceiling. Now check your knees. Are they directly over your hips? Or are they starting to come too close? Keep them over the hips, and that will keep your core engaged. We're switching and hitting the other side. So side hover with the press, other elbow down, and starting to press right now. Take it up and down, up and down. My dog is sniffing my head. Yep, now he's kissing my face. Keep it going. All right, hold it high, hold it high. Pushing down through the forearm. By now, you should really be starting to feel the gluteus medius as it holds those hips high. All right, come on down. So the good news is we're now on to the hover jacks. So forearms down, and you're jacking your feet or stepping out and out. Your secret, if you're jacking your feet, I want you to try to minimize your butt bounce. Yes, I said it. I want you to try to keep that butt as level and steady as you can while you're jacking your feet. And the same thing goes, steady level hips if you're tapping out instead of jumping out. Now we're holding the hover. Hold it. Open the chest. Keep your back long and straight. Pushing down through the forearms. All right, bring it down. All right, I got good news. We're gonna do everything one more time. Yep, so grab your dumbbell. You're starting on your side and extending and pressing. Pressing up. Almost there, guys. 8 seconds, and we're gonna hold that sucker. And hold it high. Hold it high. By the time you hit the third round, the gluteus medius, the outside of your butt, you really should be starting to feel the love. Carolyn, I saw your cat. Yeah. Little cat action right in front of the screen. All right, bring it down. Now, we're on our backs, shootouts, starting in crunch position, and then extending as long as you are able to. Remember, lower back, you're gonna keep it against the floor. Keep it against the floor. And if that means kicking your legs a little bit higher, that's okay. As you come in, your ribs come closer to the hips. You're really focusing on that contraction. Five seconds. And at that 5-second mark, your knees freeze and you press the dumbbell toward the ceiling. Press it up. Now, can you press a little bit higher? Can you really focus those lower abdominals? Really squeezing? And time. All right, switch sides. This is our last time on this side with that side hover and press. Starting in 3, 2, we're off. Pick it up, bring it down, up and down. Oh, you guys are looking good. Keep it up. 8 seconds left. And now we're holding high. Hold it up. Push down through that forearm. That bottom forearm is what's giving you your balance, giving you your stability. Keeping the hips, lifted, so you're a long straight line from that head to the top toe. All right, last call. Hover jacks, hover taps. Remember, minimize the movement of your butt. Keep it steady, keep it as level as you can, and you're gonna jack. Starting now, let's go. You're jacking or you're tapping. My question for you, how steady, how level can you keep your butt? Yeah? Minimize the bounce. Minimize it. Isn't that what we're always trying to do? Minimize our bounce? And now hold your hover. Hold it. So if you need to put the knees down on this hover, I get it. But if you can squeeze those quads and give me just another 10 seconds, that's what I'm looking for. Pushing down through the forearms. Good job. Come on up. Shake it out. If you want to come down to child's pose and give yourself a quick release, you can do that. So, butt to the knee height, reaching long, taking some of the tension out of that lower back. And I'm going to change the timer yet again, because I got more coming your way. So check this out. Your next moves, they're going to be 45-second intervals. And if you've got a dumbbell, this one you're going to want, you can go heavier. So if you've got a variety of weights, and this is where 8 to 10 pounds, even as much as 15 pounds will be fine. Okay. Here's your move. It's a single leg deadlift with a knee drive. So check this out. You're long and straight. You're a straight line from your head to your back toe. And you do that by squeezing your butt. Squeeze this cheek, and then you're going to hinge forward, keeping your balance as best as you can. And then on the way up, if you can, give me a knee drive and a little bicep curl. And then you're going to come back down and do it again. Do you see how slow and controlled this movement is? You're going to find that you're going to have to put your foot down at some point, because you will lose your balance. Then we're going to do the other side, and then your second block of moves. I'm going to get a lighter dumbbell for this one. So we're going to be doing what's called a static lunge. That means your feet don't move. You're going to get them hip distance apart. You're going to have that big step back. And once you got that, this will be a lunge. So this is just the lunge part. See that? That's your lunge. Driving through the heel. Now you're going to take a lighter dumbbell, and you're going to put it in whatever leg is back. And I'll remind you of this, don't you worry. And then, as you're dropping down into the lunge, you're going to take this arm and lift up. And you're only lifting as high as the top of your head. And you're not going to want a lot of weight, because it's going to get really hard really quick. So, I've got a 6-pound weight, and that's all that I would want to handle, but I'm going a little bit heavier when I do the single leg deadlift. All right, so you're welcome. You should have caught your breath by now. You've got the heavier dumbbell and the single leg deadlift coming your way in 3, 2, we're off. So a long straight line from your head to your back toe. You're squeezing your butt, elongating your body, and at the top, you bring your knee up, and you'll tap the floor for balance as often as you need. So hinge forward, lift up. So this is about your balance. You guys know that as we get a little bit older, that's one of the first things that go. Yeah. The balance and the brain sometimes, right? All right. Now, I don't know if anybody saw that, but my dog walked behind me just as my foot was coming down. That's not a good thing, but fortunately, I was moving slowly. You're now switched sides, and we start again in 2, 1. Squeeze the cheek, hinge forward, and at the top, bring the knee to the hip height with a little dumbbell curl, and then start it again. Touch as often as you need to. And if you're really balance challenged, you can just make it a point of tapping that, and resetting the balance every time that foot passes the other. So totally your call, but I want you to move with as much control and a steady, steady pace. 5 seconds left. All right, so now, if you've got a lighter dumbbell, you might want a lighter one. Feet are hip distance, big step back. Weight is the one that, put it in the hand with the leg that's back. Whatever leg is back gets the weight. You drop down and you lift that arm only as high as the top of your head. Now I like to show this from the angle because camera angles make it look like I'm going higher than what I just said was appropriate when I face the front. So your hand is out for balance. You're giving me a nice deep lunge. And as you rise up, you're driving through the heel of the front foot. 6 seconds. All right, switch sides. You've got 15 seconds to shake it out. You're gonna put your other leg back. The dumbbell is in the other side. And from here, lift your chest and start to drop as you lift that dumbbell straight in front of you. So focus on getting that back knee down close to the floor. And I'm going to tell you why this is so challenging. You're extending, you're forcing your core to engage as you lift on one side. Because you're lopsided and you're only lifting one weight, it forces that core to engage in a slightly different manner. Plus, you're starting to feel your shoulder fire away. Feel that? Yep. So this isn't about the speed. This is about control, power, and strength. All right, so that was round 1. We're coming back to your balance challenge. If you want to go a little bit heavier with your dumbbell, you can. Back leg is straight, glute squeezed, and you're going to hinge forward, then come back up and drive that knee. Touch as much as you need to. And really focus on maintaining that balance. That's it. You're steady, you're strong. You guys are looking great. Keep it up, DJ. Doesn't matter if you've got anything in your hands or not. And Eileen, I love the extra addition of the overhead press. So after she gets to the top, she's then taking it overhead and then bringing it back down. So you're on break, you're gonna switch sides. If you wanna join Eileen and add the overhead press, you're welcome to do that. Welcome to do that, okay? Switching sides and starting right now. So hinge forward, come up, bring it in. You can add the overhead press if you're so inclined. So this is working muscles throughout your body. It's not just the glute and the hamstring that you're getting through the deadlift. What you're also getting is all of the stabilization muscles throughout your lower leg, throughout your ankle, throughout your hips. You guys are doing great. We're gonna switch up, go a little bit lighter if you want to. You've got the lunge with the single arm forward raise. Whatever leg goes back, that's the one that gets the weight. Chest stays lifted, and you simply drop down and lift that arm only as high as the head. Paul, when you draw, I want you to bend your back knee a little bit more, because what I'm seeing is that your body's coming forward towards the screen, and I want you to think about moving your body vertically instead of letting it go to the front. That's better already. So you're gonna keep that front knee above the ankle. Jennifer, your range is perfect, perfect. All right, you did it on one side, we wanna switch and hit it on the other side, all right? So when I say make sure that your body doesn't shift forward, I mean it because it looks like this instead of like this. So bend both knees at the same angle and try to drop that back knee super close to the floor, super close. Then as you lift only as high as your head height, then you're really starting to feel some extension in the hip flexor of the back leg, but also in your core stability. Looking good, guys, looking good. You got 8 seconds left, 8 seconds. All right, we're gonna do that one last time, then we're gonna finish it off with a little bit of core work and then some stretching. So single leg deadlift, open the chest, make sure you keep your chest open as you hinge forward. So you really should be leading with your chest and then coming back up for that knee drive. So lead with the chest. As you open that chest, it should feel like your shoulder blades are coming a little bit closer together behind your spine. And this is, you will open the chest and it will feel like you're sticking out your, the ladies, if you will, okay? Keeping that chest open, leading with the chest as you hinge forward, and then driving that knee up. Keeping that chest open is the key. Shake it out. You did it on one side. We got to finish it off, and then our balance challenges will be over for the day. All right, open that chest. Open it up. And hinge forward. Then bring it up. Keep it going. My balance is gone for the day. Nice, Lori. Try to straighten that back leg as you hinge forward. Squeeze the glute more and straighten the back leg. That's it. Beautiful, beautiful. 5 seconds left. That's one more. One more. All right. Now, we're coming back to that lunge position. So whatever leg is back, that's the one that's going to get that dumbbell. And remember, move your body like an elevator, not an escalator, an elevator. So drop it down as you lift that dumbbell only as high as the head. Now, DJ, next time you're going to bring a water bottle, and that's going to be your improvisational weight. Yeah, got that? Well, we make do. I realize people don't have lots and lots of different pieces of equipment, so I make do, and we will get creative in order to give everybody the best workout possible. Keep it going. Oh, left my dumbbell up there. And that's a wrap on that one. One more time, other side. Long stride, chest lifted, little tension between the shoulder blades. And we'll start again in 3, 2, drop that back knee close to the floor. Drop it down. And remember, as you're rising up, you're going to drive through the heel of that front foot. Almost there. Just 10 seconds left. That's about 3 or 4 more reps. All right, come on up. All right, guys, I have one last block of work, and we're only going to do 2 rounds of this next block. So check this out. Your 4 moves are a side walking bear crawl. So you start in what's called horse position. That's where your hands are down and your knees are down. But what you're going to do is you're going to lift your knees off of the floor, but not far. You only want them to lift about 1 inch or 2, and then you're going to take 2 steps this way and 2 steps that way. And while you're doing that, I want you to imagine that your favorite beverage in the entire world, your favorite beverage is on your back, and you don't want to let it spill, okay? So try to be level and steady as you move. Your second move, this is where that nice light weight or water bottle is going to be perfect, because you're going to take it and you're going to put it in what I call your knee pit. So you can see that orange and yellow dumbbell. I am grabbing that by pulling my heel closer to my butt. And from here, we're going to take it out to the side. This is called a fire hydrant. I want you to imagine that you're now a dog and you're doing your business by taking a knee up and to the side. We'll do that on one side, we'll do it on the other side, and then we're going to finish our workout with what's called a Spider-Man crunch. So you can be on your forearms or you can be on your hands. Totally your call. From plank or hover position, you're going to bring the knee out to the side and then switch. So out to the side and switch. If you're on your hands, you'd be able to move a little bit more quickly. That's your call. All right? So bear crawl coming first. Bear crawl. So come on up. And remember, only 2 times, 2 rounds of this work. So horse position first, then lift just a tiny bit, and then walk to the side. Keep your knees as close to the floor as you can, so your butt doesn't go higher than your shoulders. Remember that beverage? Yeah? Don't let it spill. Whether it's coffee, tea, beer, wine, or something more creative, don't let it spill. Don't let it spill. 10 seconds. And time. Light dumbbell in your knee pit. In your knee pit. Hands under the shoulders. One knee will stay down. Keep that other heel close to your butt so you're squeezing the dumbbell in your knee pit. Then keep your shoulders level and steady and lift your knee as wide as you're able to. Now, if you want a little extra fun, pulse it twice at the top, then bring it back down. Twice at the top, then back down. Oh, that's going to elevate the fun. I know, I feel it too. And time. All right, other knee pit, other knee pit. Once you're there, make sure those hands stay under the shoulders. One knee stays down, heel comes closer to the butt so you can squeeze that dumbbell. And start with just the single lift. And about halfway through, I'll tell you to start double pulsing at the top again. So move with control. Shoulders are steady. And you're really pushing down through the palms of the hands. So are you noticing right now that the leg that's holding you up is starting to hurt as well? Yeah, it's not just the one that's moving. Now go ahead and double pulse at the top. Double pulse. Oh, wasn't that good? All right, Spider-Man. Can be done from your hands or from your forearms. It's totally your call. If your wrists are cranky, come down to the forearms. If you are on the forearms, it's a slower move. If you're on your hands, it's a faster move. Push down to the forearms and bring the knee wide and to the side. You guys are looking great. 20 seconds. Three, two, one. All right, just one last block. So we've got that side-to-side bear crawl. Now, here's a quick tip. If your wrists are starting to get a little cranky, then don't walk, just hold, and that just looks like this. If your wrists are cranky, just hold here. Trust me, it's a quad burner. If you do have, if you're able to move those arms, then give me the 2 steps to the side. Remember, your knees are as low as they can be, and you're bracing your core so hard that your favorite drink is not going to spill. My favorite drink depends on what hour of the day it is. How about you? Yep. Coffee in the morning, tea in the afternoon, then maybe something a bit more creative in the evening. And time. All right, we're coming back to the knee pit. Last time, we did the fire hydrants and we went out to the side, but this time I'm just gonna ask you to go straight up. So straight to the back and back down. And this is gonna work the gluteus medius, the gluteus maximus. So we hit the medius first, now we're hitting the maximus. And it's just up and back. Little squeeze and hold at the top. Shoulders level and steady. Now we're going to start that double pulse. So 2 at the top and then slowly down. 2 at the top and slowly down. And hold. Switch sides. You feel your hamstrings starting to talk back as well? Yeah, the hamstrings, the glutes, everything. So shoulders level and steady, grabbing it by bringing the knee heel closer to the butt, and single up and down. Hold at the top, slowly down. Up and squeeze, slow down. And we're going to start the double pulse at the top. So up, and slowly down. So double up, slow down. Make sure you're really squeezing that glute. There's a difference when you really squeeze versus just moving that leg. Last one. All right. Finishing up with a Spider-Man crawl. So forearms down or hands down. Totally your call. Back is long and straight, and you're going to come wide to the side. Let's go. So this is the final bit of your workout. You got 35 seconds left. Just when you think you can't do any more, I'm going to tell you you can. Bracing hard. Bringing that knee around to the outside of the elbow. Ten seconds, make every one of them count. Every one of them. Knees down, butt back, child's pose. Reach really, really long. Big breath in, and then blow everything out. All right, we're going to continue with some more stretches. Cross your ankles and sit nice and tall. Once you've done that, bring the hands together, bring the elbows together, and then reach your elbows and your forearms as close to the floor as you are able to. Slowly come up. You're going to leave both legs bent, but they're now at the same side. So both knees to the same side, or both feet. Knees are bent, and you're going to come down over that front knee. Feeling the front glute really start to release. Now we're going to lift up, and we're lifting up so that we have time to straighten our back leg. As you straighten it, you're going to square the hips, and the heel of your front foot is in the hip of your back foot. Then come back down and really try to focus the stretch into that front glute. Now walk your elbows inside toward that front toe, just a little bit. And as you do that, you're going to feel the stretch increase and intensify at the junction of the glute and the hamstring. We're going to come up and switch sides. So both knees are bent and I'm heading to the other side now. Coming back over that front knee so you can feel that first level stretch. Get as low as you're able to. Then lift up just long enough to straighten out that back leg, square the hips, and get the heel into the hip. Then come back down over that front knee. Walk your elbows inside toward that front toe, just a little bit. And we're going to get a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So put one knee down on your mat or on your carpet, other leg is straight. Now, I'm going to ask you to hinge forward with a long straight back. So lead with your chest. And then you might or might not be able to reach the floor. You can see I cannot reach while keeping my back straight. That's okay. I get a better stretch by keeping that back straight as opposed to rounding it and reaching for the floor. So, doesn't matter if you can reach the floor, just keep the back straight. And switch sides. So hinge forward, lead with the chest. And we're gonna come all the way up to our feet for a quad stretch. So find your balance or find something to hold on to. Heel to the butt. Knees nice and close. And switch sides. Now bring those hands, intertwine them in front, then drop the shoulders, drop the head. Reverse it by clasping your hands behind the back, extending elbows to release the chest. One arm straight across, gently pulling at the elbow, stretching out the shoulder. Switch sides. And take your arms all the way out to the side. Open up that chest. And good job, guys. Good job. I hope you had a great workout. If you have any questions, I'll take everybody off of mute. You're welcome to speak up. You know, so speak now or forever hold your peace, shall we say.
Thank you, Leslie.
I'll ask Leslie, thank you.
You are welcome.
Thanks, Leslie.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
I'll be back on Friday with a different
So,
iteration
I'm gonna leave this thing
of
here.
this
We'll
type
do
of
this,
workout.
I'm gonna show you this.
Thank you.
How to do
Okay.
this. So,
Thank you.
thanks.
Can I turn off?
Yeah, you know how to leave the meeting.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
you're gonna
right on.
Leslie, what time is the class on Friday?
9:30, same time. So 9:30 Mondays and Fridays. And then I do a separate core class at 5 p.m. on Fridays. Yeah, so there's very little cardio in that class. It's more about strength, balance, and stability.
And it's Friday at what time?
5 p.m. Happy hour.
All right, great. Thanks, Leslie.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Same,
Leslie.
same time, same place.
Yep, you got it. You
Okay,
got it.
bye. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.